They say pain can either break you or build you. It can either destroy the light within you or ignite a fire that changes the world. This is the story of a woman who was told she'd never amount to anything. A girl who grew up in poverty, rejection, and abuse, yet rose to become one of the most influential voices of our time. Her name is Oprah Winfrey, and this is how she turned her pain into purpose. Before the fame, before the talk shows, before the billions, there was a little girl born in rural Mississippi in 1954 to a teenage single mother who could barely feed herself. Oprah was raised in poverty, wearing dresses made from potato sacks, often mocked by other children for how she looked and what she didn't have. Her early years were filled with instability, shuffled between relatives, living in houses that barely felt like home. But even as a child, she had a gift. She could speak. At just 3 years old, she was reciting Bible verses in church. People noticed something powerful in her voice, a light that refused to be dimmed by darkness. But that light was soon tested by unimaginable pain. At just 9 years old, Oprah was sexually abused, not once but multiple times by people who should have protected her. The trauma broke her spirit. It filled her with shame and confusion. No one believed her cries for help. By 14, she ran away from home, alone, pregnant. Her baby died shortly after birth. She could have given up right there. She could have drowned in bitterness, anger, and despair. But somehow, she didn't. Even in the ashes of tragedy, something inside her whispered, "You are meant for more." After running away, Oprah was sent to live with her strict father, Vernon Winfrey, in Nashville. And for the first time in her life, someone saw her potential. Her father gave her structure, discipline, and books. He didn't pity her. He pushed her. He made her read a book a week and write reports on what she learned. He made her believe she was capable of something great. And she began to bloom. She joined her school debate team. She won public speaking contests. She was crowned Miss Fire Prevention in her town, the first black girl ever to win that title. For the first time, she saw a glimpse of who she could be. Not a victim, but a voice. When Oprah turned 19, she got a job as a newsreader for a local radio station. It was her first taste of broadcasting, and the moment her purpose began to take shape. But it wasn't easy. She was told her voice was too emotional. Her appearance was not fit for TV. She was even fired from her job as a news anchor because she couldn't separate her emotions from the story. But what they saw as a weakness was actually her greatest strength. Because empathy, the very thing they criticized, would one day make her the most beloved interviewer on the planet. Years later, Oprah moved to Chicago to host a low-rated morning show called A.M. Chicago. It was just another small talk show, nothing special. But when Oprah took the mic, something magical happened. She didn't just interview people. She connected with them. She listened. She understood their pain because she had lived it. In just a few months, her show became the highest-rated talk show in Chicago. Soon, it was renamed The Oprah Winfrey Show, and what began as a small local program became a global movement of honesty, healing, and empowerment. For 25 years, Oprah sat across from people from every walk of life, celebrities, survivors, addicts, dreamers, and ordinary people with extraordinary stories. And through it all, she reminded the world that everyone has a voice, and every story matters. Her show became more than entertainment. It became therapy for millions. She talked about trauma, forgiveness, spirituality, purpose, the things no one else dared to speak about on television. She made vulnerability powerful. She made honesty beautiful. And through her platform, she gave others permission to heal, just as she had. As Oprah's success grew, so did her mission. She founded schools for underprivileged children. She launched her own network, OWN. She built a media empire worth billions. But more than that, She used her influence to lift others up. She said, "The reason I've been able to be so financially successful is that my focus has never, ever for 1 minute been money." Her focus was purpose, because she knew something the world often forgets. True success is not about what you have. It's about who you become while pursuing it. Every scar, every heartbreak, every betrayal, they weren't roadblocks. They were refining fires. They shaped her compassion. They deepened her empathy. They gave her the ability to connect with the broken because she had once been broken too. Oprah once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." And she did exactly that. She didn't let her past define her. She redefined her past. She turned every painful chapter into a powerful message that continues to heal and inspire millions. There was no secret formula, no magic luck. It was belief, relentless, unshakable belief, that her life had meaning, that even her pain had a purpose. She believed that every experience, no matter how dark, was leading her somewhere greater. She once said, "I know for sure that what we dwell on is who we become." She chose to dwell on gratitude, growth, and grace. That's what turned her life around. Not external success, but internal transformation. Today, Oprah is more than a name. She's a movement, a reminder that no matter where you start, you can rise. She has become a voice for women, for dreamers, for those who have been silenced or forgotten. Her story proves that you don't need a perfect past to create a powerful future. That purpose doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from redeeming it. She turned her story of survival into a story of strength. In doing so, she gave the world a blueprint for healing. Maybe you've been hurt. Maybe you've been rejected, abandoned, or overlooked. Maybe your story feels too broken to be used for anything good, but remember this, so did hers, and yet she rose, not because she had no pain, but because she refused to let that pain define her. She once said, "The whole point of being alive is to evolve into the complete person you were intended to be." So don't waste your suffering. Don't bury your story. Don't let shame silence the lesson you were born to share. Every wound can become a doorway to purpose. Every scar can become a testimony. Every ending can become a beginning. Oprah's life teaches us this simple truth. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who've never been broken, but the ones who learned how to turn their brokenness into beauty. Your pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your becoming. So rise up, take the pieces, and build something greater. One day, your story of struggle might be the very thing that gives someone else the strength to keep going. And when that happens, you'll realize that pain was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to define your purpose. This was the story of Oprah Winfrey, the girl who turned her pain into power and her suffering into a message that changed the world. Because when you choose purpose over pain, you don't just survive, you shine.